Focus groups are typically made up of 8 to 12 people in a large conference room, a lot of people who don't know each other, et cetera. And that kind of a situation is very uncomfortable for Latinos, men or women. It really doesn't make a difference because they are they may be among their peers, but they're not with people that they feel comfortable enough to really share their true opinions. So we came up with methodology so that we could really get those genuine socio-emotional truths out of them in order for us to really provide our clients with actionable marketing recommendations that they really could take to market and increase the bottom line. I'm sure that they work to a certain degree. I mean, focus groups, you are going to garner insights, but the way that we do it, we came up with a methodology that's called charlas. And charla means chatting. And the charla takes place in a more familiar setting. So it might be, for example, if we have a group of moms, Latina moms, we might be in the kitchen sitting with 4 or 5 people. It's a smaller group. The women know each other. They may be acquaintances, neighbors, family, friends, but it's a group of 4 to 6 women that really know each other, so they don't have to go through a lot of the discomfort of meeting people. So we can go right in to these groups and really start, within 10 or 15 minutes, we're starting to garner real insights that can help our clients' business. So one of the methodologies is called feet on the street, and those are intercepts. They're not like the mall intercepts that a lot of agencies will do or you will execute on, and they're not the same mall intercepts that research companies will send out their interns or their most junior people to do. Feet on the streets is once we determine who that target consumer is, who we really want to grab some information from and understand them a little better, then we take our senior level people and we go out to where those people, that consumer, lives, works, and plays. So if it's in a bar or it's in a service station or if it's in a Walmart, it really doesn't matter. Wherever they live, work, and play, that's where we are. And then we ask them a series of questions. I mean, sometimes they come back and they join a charla with us. I mean, sometimes it's a deep dive one-on-one. But they really, the feet on the street gives us direction, and it's kind of like a mini charla, because oftentimes they're not just one person that we're talking to, but 2. Another methodology that we developed is the deep dive one-on-ones. And those are similar to the general market methodologies called the IDI. But it's much more of a deep dive, one-on-one, very intimate conversation between the moderator and a very casual, toned moderator and that consumer. And we spend time in a very comfortable setting, speaking to them about whatever the issue is at hand. And because it's such an intimate arrangement and we spend quite a lot of time getting to know them, then we really we garner some insights that have led to unbelievable results for our clients. Another is called A Day in the Life. Some of our CPG clients and our retail clients, they kind of want to know how that consumer spends their day and how they might be able to get their attention during that day. So we spend a day with the consumer. Another kind of a smaller piece of that day in the life is what we call the Cocina Consumer Watch, and that's where we spend time with the Latina mom in her kitchen. We watch how she makes her meals. We ask questions. We watch her interact with her children and her husband and her friends, and just observing brings on some really deep insights that you never expect. We work with a number of research companies, and many are very, very good, and they provide the client with insights that can help them put together a marketing plan or a business strategy, et cetera. What we do is that we provide the client with actionable insights based on our many years of experiences as brand builders and as marketers and advertisers. Our team is a very mixed team, but apart from being researchers, we are also marketers. So we're able to provide true business and marketing strategic recommendations that can lead the client to really build a business and increase their bottom line. Based on the research that we did for Tire Kingdom, I mean, we did everything from Feet on the Street to Day in the Life to a series of charlas across the country. But based on all of those methodologies, we came back to them with some marketing recommendations that completely changed their business strategy when they speak to the Hispanic consumer specifically. That change led to changes across the board in marketing, in merchandising, and then in advertising. And what we really are so happy about and so proud of is the fact that it increased their sales in those markets by double-digit figures. I wish I could give you the exact number because it's very impressive, but double-digit increases in those Hispanic markets. Another example is Hallmark. We also conducted a very comprehensive study. We also developed some custom tailored methodologies that would really get very deep, because with Hallmark you're talking about emotions, and we wanted to get as deep as we possibly could with our consumers. We spoke mostly to Latina women, English-speaking, Spanish-speaking, old, young, a great mix and across the country. And we found some startling insights for the client that has, over a period of a few years, caused them to change the way that, change their product, to change the way they communicated that product to the consumer. And with some very minor tweaks in their merchandising, they've been able to see a double-digit increase in sales in a very short period of time in the test markets. And I'm very interested in seeing how the next run goes as we add markets to the system. Well, thank you for opening up the file and listening to me tell you a little bit about Viva Research. And please, I really want to encourage you to open up some of the files and have a look at the way that we conduct our Feet on the Streets and our charlas and our one-on-one deep dive interviews. Have a look. It's really interesting. You'll be able to see how we interact with the consumers and where we interact with them. And I think you'll be calling me next week.